Flop comes up 8-6 deuce. That is pretty good with a pair of sevens. Back on Doc to act first. Doc's out of Las Vegas, 27 years old, 12 WPT events, his second cash.
He has had an amazing year in terms of success as a tournament poker pro. Nothing would do better for him, though, than to cap it off with a win here at the LAPC.
Well, he's on his way there. He bet 280, a quick fold.
And with that pot, Doc Sands has taken the chip lead. He is out front, the first time someone besides Sean has led at this final table.
And it's on Doc again. This time he looks down at a little pair of deuces. Makes a nice little raise of 200,000 total.
All in.
Sean out, and Dan Kelly with King-Jack comes back over the top. Now, he's short-stacked, but that's still significant, about 1.5 in addition to Doc.
You always hate to call an all-in bet with a small pair, but Doc may want to gamble here. He can afford to do it, and there's nothing he would like more than to knock out this tough young pro where he could play heads-up with the amateur for the title with the chip lead. So if you're going to pick a spot to gamble with a small pair, to call an all-in bet, this might be the time, Vince.
But you don't want to double up this young, tough online poker pro.
Okay, I call.
Wow, he is going to call it.
Well, Doc Sands has got the ducks. Will they quack or will they waddle away? That's the question.
There's Doc's fiancée, Erica, sweating her man.
Incredibly, both Erica and Doc cashed in the WSOP main event. They were in the top 30, in fact, going out one right after the other. Erica finished 29th and Doc 30th, so she got the better of him, and I'm sure that she reminds him of that quite frequently.
Dan hoping to hit king or jack, but no, 7-4-4. Good for Doc Sands, just not good for Dan. To the turn we go. So much at stake right now.
Well, another 4 comes off, so Doc Sands has made a full house. If a 7 comes off, they would split the pot. Dan Kelly needs a king or a jack to win the pot, or another 4.
Doc Sands looking like a genius to call off with a pair of deuces. He's one card away from going into heads-up action.
It's a 3. The 2 ducks are quacking, and that's going to do it for Dan Kelly tonight. He is going to be out in 3rd place. Vince, the kid fought a tough battle tonight. Just wasn't quite meant to be for him.
Well, this kid can play. No doubt about it. He'll take home $521,000 as he walks over to Matt Savage.
Obviously, you're a great player and awfully young. Got a lot more final tables in your future.
Hope so.
How do you feel about how you played tonight?
I think I played well. Didn't win.
All right, Dan, congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of money, and obviously, we'll be back again. Matt Savage and Dan Kelly, back to you, Mary Null.
With Dan Kelly out in 3rd place, we are now close to naming the Season 10 LA Poker Classic champion. That leaves Sean Jezzieri and Doc Sands to battle for the title. Our 3rd hour of coverage from Los Angeles is just getting started, and we have more to come, including a new edition of the Season 10 Ones to Watch, and we relive a Champions Cup moment with one of the world's greatest poker players. It's all happening when we return on the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
As a Club WPT VIP, you get exclusive inside access to the WPT and can play for your share of more than $100,000 in monthly cash and prizes, including WPT seats. Check out ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
Welcome back. You're watching the LAPC.
In Season 6, the LAPC made history as the man who many believe to be the world's greatest poker player finally earned his WPT title. I'm, of course, speaking of the great Phil Ivey, and this is his well-earned WPT Champions Cup moment.
Here we go to the river. Who's going to get lucky? The KRs, there it is. It is over. Wow.
7 times over 6 years, Phil Ivey entered the WPT arena in search of a title, and 7 times he was denied.
It's over.
And the ace-queen came back to haunt it. Oh, man, Phil very dejected, walks away.
So when the world's greatest poker player came to the final table of the LA Poker Classic in Season 6, the overwhelming chip leader, there was no guarantee that this time he could slip the weight of history. Indeed, Phil Ivey's 6 years of final table misfortune continued early on.
He's imploding before our very eyes.
Until he found himself on the wrong end of a massive pot against WPT champion champion Nam Lee.
Well, Phil Ivey is all in. Maybe it'll work out for Phil Ivey, but right now, he is up against the blade, as we say.
Here we go with the turn card.
Oh! Wow! A three comes off. Can you believe it?
That one turn card stunned even the veterans at the table, turned the tide of history,
And he makes the call. And Phil Ivey has done it.
and for the first time in 8 attempts, etched Phil Ivey's name on the WPT Champions Cup.
Phil Ivey, one of the true greats of poker and a well-deserved Champions Cup moment.
But right now, it is time to find a new champion.
As is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we have our money presentation. So show us the money!
And out come the beautiful Royal Flush Girls, Ivy, Tuba, Brittany, and Danielle.
That beautiful cash being put on the table.
10,000 of it was yours, my friend.
Oh, boy. You just had to mention that, didn't you?
I am sorry.
It's all right. It is true. I'll get it back. Don't worry. Well, the winner tonight, taking home over $1.3 million.
And the $10,000 stacks just keep coming. And all that goes with it, all the goodies that you can brag about. You'll also be a member of the WPT Champions Club.
Money comes and goes, but your name will remain forever on the WPT Champions Cup.
Heads-up action here at the LAPC is about to get underway between Sean Jazzieri and Doc Sands. During the break, Matt Savage had a chance to speak with both players.
You're with Sean Jazzieri. You got to be happy about being heads up, but you got what you didn't want. Heads up with Doc Sands.
That's exactly right. I'm very fortunate to be here, but if there's one guy I didn't want, it's that guy.
And now he's got the chip lead. So what's your approach going forward?
You know, in my experience, heads up is a different game. Luck becomes a much bigger factor. I'm going to get a lot more aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Let's get it in there and see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Good luck, Sean.
I really appreciate it, Matt. Thank you very much.
You're with Doc Sands. You're right where you want to be. Heads up with the chip lead for your first major title. How does it feel?
Definitely a good spot to be in. You know, I got a lot of respect for the guy I'm playing heads up, but to be totally honest, out of all the people that made the final table, he's the guy I'd like to be playing, so it should get pretty heavy pretty fast.
All right, well, good luck to you, Doc.
Thanks, Matt.
Let me take it down.
The WPT Champions Cup is primed for a new edition, so let's get back to the call of heads-up action with Mike and Vince.
Well, there you see the chip count. Doc Sands out in front, 9.4 million. His opponent has 7 million.
Be interesting to see how Sean adjusts to heads-up play. Can he be aggressive enough? Does he know enough? Did he learn enough from the WPT boot camps to adjust his play? We will see.
Well, that's a good way to start playing heads up. Raise on the button.
Well, right now, he instantly raises to 250 with a king high. Doc Sands folds his hand.
Well, this is going to be like a dream come true for Doc Sands. Got a chance to win a WPT title. He starts out the heads-up battle with the chip lead.
Mike, but there's more to it than that. Explain to the people how lucky Doc Sands had to get to this point.
Oh, Vince, he played a hand with 7 players left.
Where he was all in with 2 sevens. One guy moved all in over the top. The other guy called. One of those guys had queens. The other one had 10s. He spiked a 7 on the flop to triple up to stay alive. Destiny must feel like it's on the side of Doc Sands in his mind.
Yeah. All right, Doc Sands now looking down at an 8 deuce. And he is going to pump it up, makes it 200,000 to go. Sean, not going to raise. Now, he's been very effective doing this when he has ice high. Most guys would re-raise, doesn't do it. It's worked for him so far.
What a flop for Doc. He's flopped 3 of a kind. He's got 3 deuces here. His opponent's got ace high and checks. You're never going to put a guy a deuce in his hand when he raised pre-flop. Doc trying to figure out how much can he bet where this guy's not going anywhere. Well, 270,000, a little bigger bet than I thought he would make into a $420,000 pot.
I call.
Obviously, looks like the right amount as Sean is calling him with the ace high.
All right, to the turn we go.
A 9 comes off.
Doesn't help Sean, he checks.
The guy called you on the flop. Maybe he'll call you again on the turn. How much do you bet now?
Or do you just want to check it? Rope him in.
Well, pot's got almost $1 million in it. Well, Doc bets 570,000. Might have been a little bit too big as it chased Sean away, but anytime you get your opponent drawing dead, whatever bet you make, if he doesn't call, you're not happy about.
All right, Doc, getting close to 9.8 million, a little bit over that. Action on Sean. He's got a pair of eights this time, and he has raised 250 to go. Doc Sands with a king seven of clubs, making this call.
Doc looking to take a flop off here. And the flop has come 10-9-3 with two clubs. David Doc Sands has flopped a flush draw. He's going to check. Sean, of course, with the 2 8s.
Legitimate pair. He's going to bet 250 again.
Well, the question is now, you're certainly not folding. Do you raise or do you just call? If you raise and your opponent comes back over the top, you got to be willing to gamble with this hand. Doc just doesn't want to gamble on a drawing hand, as we say. Don't give the guy chips when you don't have anything made yet. Well, he's got something made now. The 5 of clubs peels off on the turn. Doc has him drawing dead. He has a flush.
I'm so sorry.
And look at this.
I apologize.
Sean has made a rookie
So
mistake.
if I check, does that action stay?
Sean acted out of turn, betting 425,000.
Can you ask Matt?
And there's
Yeah,
tournament
yes.
announcer Ali Najad calling the action tonight for the live audience. Good question. If he checks,
I check.
will Sean be obligated to make that bet?
Sean is being held to his original out-of-turn action of 425,000.
What a great advantage to know that your man is going to bet, you're going to check a raise.
Doc seemed very confident and anxious to raise him here, by asking those questions.
That's true.
Question is, how much do you raise?
Oh, he's coming back over the top. And Sean,
I fault.
yeah, he quickly gets out of the way again, escapes a bullet. Bad mistake there by Sean. And right now, Doc Sands out in front with over 10 million.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. The obvious ones to watch story of this event has been the final table success of David Doc Sands. But the LAPC also played host to 5 of our other potential superstars, including the player who at 21 years old is seen as the new kid on the block, Dylan Horton.
Day 1, Commerce Casino. Just drove in this morning, happy to be here.
Should be a great tournament, one of the flagship events on the WPT.
2 players to watch, not just 1, 2.
And I've been pretty consistent lately, so I'm feeling good.
I am never worried. Optimism all the way.
I'm feeling really good. I've got a good table and excited to play.
Oh, cute little Dylan Horton.
I just turned 21. This is my first season playing a full circuit of live events. Ever since I was a kid, I watched poker on television. It's been a dream of mine to win a major poker tournament.
He just looks so sweet and young and innocent.
Dylan's probably the silent assassin at the table.
I feel like I want to take him under my wing and be like, come here, Dylan, let me help you out.
He's probably just sniping people, picking spots.
Dylan Horton is a really good online player. It'll be interesting to see if he has what it takes to transition from playing on the internet to playing live.
I played a lot of WPTs this season. Going into each event, I felt like I wasn't scared, I wasn't nervous. I was gonna just play my game and see what happened. But looking back on a couple of them, I can see specific spots where like I kind of crumbled under the pressure. Yeah, I definitely didn't play 100%. I've been traveling a lot more than I'm used to, and the buy-ins are more than I'm used to.
10,000, that's a big buy-in.
At first, when I was playing 10Ks, I wasn't as comfortable, and over time, I became more and more comfortable with them.
It can be pretty intimidating because you see a lot of the faces that you've seen for
crumbled under
years
the
on
pressure.
television and people that
Yeah, I
are,
definitely didn't
some of the
play
best players in the
100%.
world.
So that does like kind of mess with your mental state.
And I know when I first started, that would make me feel really
I've been
nervous.
traveling a lot more than I'm used to, in a way, even the buy-ins are more than I'm used to. That's what I've learned about myself.
You know, that's a big buy-in.
At first, when I was playing 10Ks, I wasn't as comfortable.
Be confident in yourself.
And over time, I became more and more comfortable with
Dylan just
them.
needs to show up at the table and growl.
Dylan, you got this, my man. Keep your head up, stay in the game, be patient, and your day will come.
I'm really focused. Like, I know I have what it takes, and I've been down so many times online, and I pulled myself back every single time. I know I can play, you know, with the best in the world. Absolutely, I can ship one of these things.
Two players crashed here at the LA
and over time, I became more and more comfortable with
Dylan just needs to show up at the table and growl.
standing. And of course,
Dylan, you got
Doc
this, my
fans,
man.
who,
Keep your head up,
regardless of where he
stay in the
finishes
game,
this
be
evening,
patient,
will take the top
and your day will
spot.
come.
I'm really
Continue
focused.
to
Like,
follow
I
the
know I
ones to
have what it
watch all
takes,
season
and I've
long,
been
but for now,
down so many
back to
times
the
online,
action.
and I pulled myself back every
Well, there you
single
see the
time.
chip count.
And I know
Doc
I can
Sands with
play,
10.5 million.
with the best in the world.
Sean
Absolutely, I can ship one
Jazzieri
of
with
these
just
things.
under 6 million.
All right, the Andes are 20,000 now. Blind
Players crashed here at the LA
And over time, I became
Dylan
more comfortable.
Dylan just needs to show up at the table and growl.
standing. And of course,
Dylan, you got
Doc
this, my
fans,
man.
who,
Keep your head
regardless
up,
of where he
stay in
finishes
the
this
game, be
evening,
patient,
will take the
and
top
your day will
spot.
come.
I'm really
Don's
focused.
gonna
Like, I know I
re-raise
have what it
here. All
takes,
season
and I've
long,
been
but for
down
now,
so many
back to
times
the action.
online, and I pulled myself back every single
645,000
time.
chip
And
count.
I know
Doc
I can
Sands with
play
10.5
with
million.
the
Instructors
best
will
in
be
the world.
happy to see
Absolutely,
that.
I can ship
Jazzieri
one of
with
these
just
things.
under taught him that pairs are big hands, but heads up poker.
20,000 now. Blind
Players crashed here at the LA
And over time, I became more comfortable
Dylan
with
just
them.
needs to show up at the table and growl.
Dylan, you got this, my man.
Who,
Keep your head up,
regardless of where he
stay in the
finishes
game,
this
be
evening,
patient,
will take the
and your
top
day will
spot.
come.
I'm really focused. Like, I know I have what it takes,
King
and I've
Mike.
been
But for
down
now,
so many
back
times
to
My
the
guess
online,
is you'll
and
play
I
this
pulled
one at
myself back every
55,000
single time.
chip
And I
count.
know I
Doc
can
Sands
play,
with
you know,
10.5 million.
with the best
Instructors
in
will
the
be
world.
happy to see that.
Absolutely,
Jazzieri
I can ship one of
with
these
just under
things.
taught him that pairs are big hands, but heads up poker.
20,000 now. Blind
Players crashed here at the LA
And over time, I became more comfortable
Dylan
with
just
them.
needs to show up at the table and growl.
Dylan, you got this, my man. Keep your head up, stay in the game, be patient,
will take the
and
top
your day will
spot.
come.
I'm really focused. Like, I know I have what it takes, and I've been down so many times
My guess is you'll play
online,
this
pulled
one at
myself back every single
55,000
time.
chip
And I
count.
know
Doc
I can
Sands
play
with 10.5 million.
with the best in the world.
Sean Jazzieri with just under taught him that pairs are big hands, but heads up poker.
20,000 now. Blind
Players crashed here at the LA
And over time, I became more comfortable with them.
Dylan just needs to show up at the table and growl.
I'm really focused. Like, I know I have what it takes, and I've been down so many times online, pulled myself back every single time. And I know I can play with the best in the world.
Jazzieri with just under taught him that pairs are big hands, but heads up poker.
And over time, I became more comfortable with
Dylan
them.
just needs to show up at the table and growl.
I'm really focused. Like, I know I have what it takes, and I've been down so many times online, pulled myself back every single time. And I know I can play with the best in the world.
Opponents leading out betting $1 million.
This is a great place to be in. Saying, how do I keep them in, though? Keep them on the leash.
Well, hide and go. Doc looks back to make sure it's a 6 and not a 7 in his hand. He can't believe it. He calls this is going to be a split pot. Both players have 6s full of 3s.
Well, you got to say Doc Sands was lucky there. He was going to lose a huge pot.
That was fun.
Let's not waste each other's time like that ever again.
Nice suck out on the turn on the river.
Well, there you see Vanessa Selbst, one of the truly great poker players in the world, man or woman I'm talking about.
Oh, she's sort of mocking Doc, saying great suck out. Partially true, but all right, as you can see now, Doc Sands with about 10.4 million in chips.
Yep, still maintaining the chip lead. And look at this, another pair for Sean here. He picked up 2 8s, an ace-king, 2 5s. When he had the 10-6, he made 6s full.
Well, he makes it 250 to go. Doc gets out of the way, has to fold his hand.
And yet Doc Sands still has the chip lead. These guys tonight are playing for a WPT title and over $1.3 million. But in addition to playing poker for money, there's many fantastic things about the poker community, including the great generosity of both pro players and amateurs. We at the WPT are proud of the launch of the WPT Foundation. It's an organization that utilizes our influence to make a positive change in the world. They support nonprofit programs in the area of environment, human rights, hunger, and poverty. Recently, the SLS Hotel in Beverly Hills, California, welcomed to the WPT Foundation's first official event. The title was the WPT Playing for a Better World. The event sold out, and some of the great names in the game of poker came out to support this venue. People like Daniel Negreanu, Barry Greenstein, Dan Harrington, Freddie Deeb, Vanessa Selbst, Vanessa Russo, and many more. I was there. Everyone just had a great time. We helped raise money to make the world a better place.
It was a great event. I want to thank all the pros that supported it. Dear ace-9 of clubs.
Pretty good hand playing heads up. He's going to raise it here.
Yes, solid hand, makes it 270 to go.
Oh, well, Sean's got
Call.
an ace suited as well, ace deuce of diamond, so he's going to make the call here. So we're going to have a flop. And the flop, king 9-4.
Doesn't help Sean, he checks. Now, of course, 9's there for Doc.
You hope your opponent doesn't have a king, but if he's got a 10 jack, you just can't let him draw it for free. And there it is, 270,000.
Call.
Wow, a quick call with the ace deuce there.
Likes that ace high call. That's the flop.
I'm surprised you don't 3-bet before the flop and then call here on this flop. Well, now a 5 comes off, so Sean does have a straight draw.
He checks again. Doc Sands now.
Well, just in case he's got like queen 10 or queen jack, Doc can't afford to give him a free card here. Makes a very good bet there. 440,000, takes down the pot. So Doc Sands in control right now in this heads-up battle.
Yes, he is. One man away from taking down over 1.3 million tonight at the Commerce Casino. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the WPT.
My name is Ivy. I'm one of the Royal Flush Girls. This week I got to go to the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
I'm Henry Gracie. I'm a third-generation master of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. My father brought our family's discipline from Brazil to America. And in 1993 is when it all blew up. It's when he created the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC.
I'm ready to kick some ass. Can you say ass? Henner actually taught me a lot of this tactical skills, which is ground fighting.
Oh, okay.
He tried to just grab both hands and taught me how to get out of that. He taught me how to put people to sleep, and I think it did pretty well.
Ivy did amazing. Aside from the fact that when she choked me that one time, she held on too long.
It was cool. Get to throw him around, and I got thrown around. Of course, I'm tougher. Come on now. Just don't tell him I told you that. Welcome back to Season 10 of the WPT.
Well, Mike, I am stunned. That is impressive.
Well, Vince, I'll tell you one thing. She might have some empty seats there at the Royal Flush Girls social bar. Guys will be afraid to sit down and talk to her. She might give him a whack.
She is impressive, but right now we have a heads-up battle, so let's get back to it. Sean Jazzieri with a queen 9. He's going to pump it up to 260 to go.
260 to go.
Doc David Sands from Vegas with a big hand, ace-jack. Well, he's going to pop it 720, it looks like. Flickered in there. Sean has a decent hand, but losing interest apparently.
That's all. Well, Doc going to take down yet another pot. He's called Doc because he was the doctor of online poker, just operating on everybody. He was actually the #1 ranked online poker player in the world at one time. That is pretty impressive. Won over $800,000 at Bellagio when he won a 5K no-limit hold'em tournament and finished second in the $100,000 buy-in high rollers event. So this guy is on a heater.
Yeah, truly an online expert, but made the crossover to tournament play.
He has a slow-motion betting style that could be emulated by thousands of poker players if he wins this title. Call.
Well, he's made it 250 to go with 9 high, and Sean not going anywhere with 6 high.
Well, Doc bets the same way Tom Dwan bets, and Tom Dwan, considered by many to be one of the greatest no-limit players in the world as well.
Well, the queen 5-3 comes up on the flop. They both got a piece of that. Sean quickly checking.
Well, Sean's got bottom pair. Doc's got middle pair. Well, Doc is going to bet out.
Yeah, just a mere 270. He's going to chase away Sean.
That's a good laydown by Sean.
Very good.
He called a raise pre-flop. He flopped a pair and just quickly mucked it.
And there's Doc's friends and fiancée Erica rooting him on. They are railbirds this evening. And right now we're going back to the action. The 53-year-old, only been playing poker for 4 years. Sean with a king 7 has raised to 270. And Doc Sands with just a 5 deuce cannot play. He elects to take a little timeout.
I love the way Doc Sands is playing this heads-up battle.
But let's talk about this tournament for a second. This tournament attracted superstar players like Phil Ivey, Phil Hellmuth, Mike Sexton, you name it, they all played, but it also attracted some very fortunate amateur players. And one was a paramedic. That's right, paramedic Casey Hidla and mechanical designer Steven Simmons.
Well, you're right, Vince. You know, all the top pros plunked down $10,000 each to enter this tournament, but Casey and Steven won their entries into the LAPC by playing on ClubWPT.com.
And those two club members had the experience of a lifetime playing. Now, Casey made it to the 3rd day. That was very impressive, and he played against the very best players in the world. Now, you may feel like you want to play real poker online, and if you want to improve your game and have a chance to win your share of cash and prizes every month, check out ClubWPT.com.
Yeah, for only $19.95 a month, you too can become a VIP member, enjoy great VIP benefits, play unlimited poker, and maybe find yourself winning a seat to a major WPT event just like Casey and Steven did. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, back down to the money pit.
Well, the money pit is right. The winner taking home over $1.3 million.
Sean has raised with an ace-8. That's going to do it.
Got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite and playing poker only 4 years.
Always trying to get better. Took 3 WPT boot camps.
And obviously, that has paid off for him. Trying to become the Muhammad Ali of poker could shock the world if he took down this title.
Shock, but I just can't equate him with Muhammad Ali. I'm
well,
sorry.
you're right, because it wouldn't be a shock. He's really played good poker.
The same sort of
just the same.
No confidence, no I am the greatest. It's just, so I don't know where you're going with it.
You're
shocking.
Right.
You got a Leon Spinks, perhaps. That was a shock to the boxing world.
Stop.
You're talking about Ali, the greatest fighter of all time. I was like
I was at that fight.
You're so off.
I laid 10-1 on Ali against Spinks. I got broke. You had to bring it up. Me and Doyle Brunson, I might add, went to that fight together at the Las Vegas Hilton.
Oh, boy, you remember all your bad beats, huh?
Yeah, I guarantee you Doyle remembers it, too.
All right, back to the table. Sean this time with a Jack 5, and he has raised to 260. Nicely done with Jack high. Got to take that pot.
Well, he is getting aggressive, Vince, like he said he was going to do in this heads-up battle. Got to give him credit for that, but I love the way Doc Sands is playing. He's out in front. He's in great shape here to take down this title. He's not going to do anything to jeopardize it foolishly.
And right now, our chip leader, Doc David Sands, the doctor of online poker, with an ace-8. He's going to raise to 270. And Sean has picked up ace-10. Well, they both like their hands. This could be a battle.
Sean going to 3-bet it up to 720,000 here. You just get the sense that Sean is now just looking to make the pot swell up, where he plays big pots and cuts out all this small ball nonsense that plays into the hands of Doc Sands.
Well, that could be, but it's also because he has ace-10. And there's Erica, David's fiance. Doc looking over. What do you do with your ace-8?
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what Doc does. This guy hadn't 3-bet many pots.
Well, Doc going to give it up. Just knows that if this guy 3-bets it, chances are if you re-raise him, he's going to play with you. So Doc Sands wisely opts to take the conservative route. Just mucks the hand and moves on.
All right, so Sean coming back a little bit. But Doc Sands down the stretch, getting closer to taking the LA Poker Classic.
Well, Doc has about a 2-to-1 chip lead right now. And he wants to maintain it and just gradually increase it. Try to avoid giant pots.
I call.
Well, look at this pot. It could become giant. A raise by Sean, re-raised by David. You got ace-jack versus queen-jack.
Yeah, Doc Sands dominating him right now.
Here we go with the first 3. And
Queen right in the door. It's Queen 10-4. Doc Sands has a gut shot straight draw.
But Sean hitting the queens on the flop.
Yep, he's got top pair.
Got Doc betting, it looks like, with a continuation bet. He's getting chips out.
This hand could spell trouble for Doc Sands here.
Certainly could. Wow, 680. Oh, boy.
1.5 million.
Well, there you go.
Nicely done, and a quick muck by Doc Sands. Sean Jazzieri, the so-called amateur player. We're coming back with more action down the stretch of the LA Poker Classic. Stay with us.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
We've had some great champions.
Gus has done it!
Going all the way back to season 1 when Gus Hansen won it.
He's got the goods, folks.
And obviously, a couple years ago, we had Phil Ivey win our event.
Phil Ivey is our champion.
The winner of this year's LAPC and World Poker Tour event here at Commerce Casino is going to take home $1.3 million. I think winning an LAPC event and winning $1 million, it carries a lot of weight in the poker society. And a lot of former champions that we've had here hang their hat on their LAPC title.
Welcome back to the WPT's coverage of the LA Poker Classic, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Tonight's champion is going to take home over $1.3 million and have their name added to the prestigious WPT Champions Cup. The game is ready to continue, so let's get back to the call of the action with Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten.
That's right. Thank you, Marianella. And as you can see, David Doc Sands, sensational online pro now with a big opportunity to take this title. He has close to 9.5 million in chips. Sean Jazzieri, a former director at Microsoft, with about 7.
Well, almost the exact same chip count they started his heads-up battle with. And look at this. Doc Sands has picked up 2 queens on the button.
Boy, what a tremendous hand. What an opportunity. And he's going to casually move it up to 280, but Sean right behind him with a huge hand himself, ace-king.
Buckle up, folks. I don't care which of these hands you have. You're happy to get it in.
800,000.
800,000 to go. Doc, thinking this through, saying, am I still in front? Does this guy really have aces or kings?
Well, the only thing he might be thinking about, Vince, is do you just want to call here and just see if an ace peels off, for example? But then do you give the hand up if the guy bets? I think you have to re-raise right here. I would with the 2 queens. I mean, only 2 hands can have you beat right now.
Yeah, but are you going to chase him out even if he doesn't have aces or kings? If he has something else, you're going to chase him out with a raise? We'll find out. He makes it 1.8 million.
I don't blame him. I'd raise it here, too, and I'll be surprised if Sean doesn't ship it.
I'm all in.
Sean going all in. Call. And, of course, called down by Doc Sands.
Doc has the 2 queens. He's out in front. He's up against ace-king. Certainly you can't fault either player for getting their money in with this hand. If the 2 queens stand up, David Doc Sands will be our champion.
Now, if Sean should win this, he would have a 5-1 chip lead. So,
one time.
Huge turn of events if that should happen.
I got no flush draws.
I do.
Well, everybody on their feet here at the Commerce.
You haven't made one bad play this tournament, man. You've played great.
Appreciate that. Likewise. Good luck to you.
Anxiously awaiting this flop.
Big time.
Doc's in the lead and has Sean covered.
Erica saying, just can he win one race? Just one race. He'll be our champion.
Everyone on their feet. 5 cards to come. Here's the flop.
And an ace right on the flop. 2 diamonds come on the flop. Doc does have the queen of diamonds, but unfortunately, his opponent's got the king of diamonds.
What a flop there for Sean. To flip things around here. Here comes 4th Street.
Well, an 8 comes off, so we are down to the river. Doc's hands must catch a lucky lady if he's going to win the tournament right here, right now.
Can he catch the queen to take down the LAPC? Throw that card down.
Well, it's a 3. So Doc's hand sits back down, as does Sean. The heads-up battle continues, but Vince, we got a new captain of the ship.
That is right. It is Sean Jazzieri, a former director at Microsoft, out in front with close to 14 million. Oh boy, and the antes are going up to 25,000. Blinds are going to be 75 and 150 at this point. So getting even more expensive. As you can see, the winner's going to take home over 1.3.
400 total.
And right now, Sean, in this hand with ace-5, is going to raise, makes it 400,000 to go.
Well, Doc picks up king, queen.
All in.
He's going all in with it right here.
I call.
Oh, he's going to get the call by Sean.
Well, Sean calls and has the best hand with ace high.
I have the king, queen.
Was it too aggressive by Doc Sands? We will find out. Right now, Sean is favored in this hand to take down the title.
Well, over 5 million in this pot.
Here we go with the flop. And
Well,
a
a king right on the flop, as did a 5 come off.
Well, he's allowed after the last hand of queens getting out flopped. So this time, David Doc Sands out flops Sean. Here goes the turn card.
Well, a jack comes off. Now, what that means is Sean can no longer win the pot if an ace comes up, because that would give Doc a straight. He now needs a queen, which would give him a straight, or a 5, which would give him 3 5s. Must have a queen or a 5 to win. Sean does. If it happens, he'll be our champion.
Yeah, he needs a couple miracles right here.
Queen.
Sean with a shot, got this tournament through a $1,000 satellite. Oh no!
Unbelievable.
Sean has done it. He's our champion.
Lightning on the river again to eliminate another player at this final table, Vince. We've seen it time and time again here at this LA Poker Classic final table. Heartbreak for David Doc Sands. Comes in 2nd place. Just incredible. Sean Jazzieri has done it. He's our champion.
What a champion he is. And right now, our runner-up, Doc Sands, over to talk to Matt Savage.
Doc, pretty tough one right there. That 5 on the river, losing that flip early. The question is, why do you get that pot so big for the big flip?
Yeah, I probably should have just called and folded the ace flop, but, you know, can't play them all perfectly.
Big round of applause for Doc Sands. Good job, Doc.
Thanks, man.
We'll see you again. Mike, over to you.
Okay, let's talk to our champion. Sean, when it got down to heads-up play, you were over 2-1 chip lead behind, yet you fought back. You got to be feeling great right now.
I don't think words can describe how I feel. This is a fantasy you dream about. I mean, I have to check. I really have to check. Am I alive? Am I awake right now or not? This is unbelievable.
Well, it is incredible that an amateur player could shoot down these 5 young pros at this final table. You did it, and not only to the over $1.3 million that you're going to be receiving, as well as a $25,000 entry into our WPT World Championship at Bellagio at the end of the season. You get your name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup right here, along with all the great legends of the World Poker Tour.
It's an honor. It's a true honor. I mean, I don't know what to say. And I will be at the Bellagio.
Once again, congratulations to our champion, Sean Jazzieri. Marinella, back to you.
No, Sean, you are not dreaming. This actually is happening. What a memorable night for you. Congratulations to Sean Jazzieri, the Season 10 LA Poker Classic champion. Join us next time as we travel to San Jose, California for the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Until then, from Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marinella Pereira saying thanks for watching and good night.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
In a tournament where you shoot for the stars and the stars shoot back, everyone is taking aim at the nearly $1 million first place prize. The winner of the Bay 101 Shooting Star will etch a new name on the Champions Cup tonight, and it's only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing. He is circling the drain. They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring. He needs the extreme miracle.
From Chris Moneymaker to Jen Harmon to Phil Hellmuth to Mike Sexton, in each of the last 8 seasons, at least one of poker's biggest stars dodged all the bullets long enough to take a seat at the final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Could the bounties of this year's tournament keep the streak alive? To answer that, we need to return to the beginning here in San Jose, when everyone who put up their $10,000 entry still believed they would be the next WPT champion. The Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament is one of the most unique tour stops of the year for the WPT. Vince Van Patten explained the biggest difference just before play began for the day.
The special thing about this is there's bounties. And that's an exciting thing. If you can knock out the bounty, you get $5,000. So keep going, good luck, knock out the bounties, let's shuffle up and deal.
We're here and we're ready to go. And we're going to bring some serious action. Get them, guys.
With several top pros with a target on their back, there was one that stood out as the player everyone wanted to bust.
Obviously, Phil Hellmuth.
I've always wanted to bust Phil Hellmuth.
Phil Hellmuth's the bounty I would like to get the most.
This year, I mean, you have to make it through the day. You're just going to have people come after that bounty, which is a little bit like my everyday life anyways.
Phil lost half his stack early when he called an all-in bet with Ace-King versus his opponent's Ace-Queen. Things looked good until the river, when the dealer peeled off a queen. The bad beat gave him pause when he was dealt Ace-King in the very next hand and decided to lay it down after facing a raise. Season 9 Borgata Poker Open champion Dwight Pilgrim found himself in good shape early in the day when he flopped a set of 4s. Dong Nguyen bet $3,200 on the flop and was called by Dwight. Both players checked the turn. The 3 on the river completed Dwight's full house.
Bounty table 28.
After going all in, Dwight was surprised to see Dong call and turn over kings full for a better hand. A brutal early exit for this bounty, making Dong Nguyen $5,000 richer.
There's some joy in this somehow. Just might take me a while to figure it out.
As the day progressed, bounty after bounty busted, making several players in the field a little richer. One player who had free-rolled his way in the tournament was ClubWPT.com online qualifier John Davies. Davies found himself $5,000 richer after he busted Season 5 Mandalay Bay Poker Championship winner Joe Tihan.
I felt like my heart was beating 100 miles per hour. I'm like, have they seen my neck pulse?
Another twist at the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament is that the end of Day 1 chip leader receives a $10,000 prize for their accomplishment.
Give him the money.
With this in mind, as the clock wound down, the players began eyeing each other's stacks in hopes of being the player with the most chips and taking home the honor and cash prize of Day 1 chip leader.
I don't get this opportunity enough. I got to go for it.
After valiantly fighting his way back from a short stack, Phil Hellmuth was busted by Mark Violetti when he ran his ace-jack into Mark's ace-king.
You got me, fair and square.
At the end of the day, the chips were counted up, and it was poker pro Bryce Yockey at the top of the chip counts with over $245,000. Bryce had almost $50,000 more than second-place finisher Brandon Wong.
It's nice when you can barely close the bag.
The 54 players that survived Day 1A would have a day off as a new crop of players and bounties would arrive for Day 1B.
I didn't win chip lead, but made it Day 2.
A new field of players and bounties took their seats on Day 1B as Mike Sexton got things underway.
This is the most fun event on the tour, and what also makes it special here at the Bay 101 is they have the best poker fans in the world.
The passionate San Jose crowds always pack the rails, hoping to catch a glimpse chips and an autograph of their favorite poker pros. And the pros were happy to accommodate.
Never been asked for more autographs in my life. I didn't think anyone would know who I am over here, but yeah, it's really nice. People coming up with big shiny pictures, sign this, so yeah, it's really cool.
Mike Sexton took his seat hoping to improve on his 6th place finish in this event last season.
Oh, man! Just horrendous.
But ran into a pretty tough spot early in the day. Mike felt confident going all in on the river with his pair of kings against Paul Clan, but they were second best to Paul's flopped set of deuces.
Now you got to take care of my shit. No back-to-back final tables for me. Back to the booth. At least I got a job.
Other bounties who were sent to the rail included Todd Brunson, British poker pro Chris Moorman, Season 10 Malta champion Matt Giannetti, and defending Bay 101 champion Alan Sternberg.
Bye.
Season 9 Seminole Poker Showdown champion Taylor von Kriegenberg slowly pulled away from the field. His chip stack looked like a strong contender for the end of Day 1 chip leader bonus. When the day ended, several shooting stars had survived, including Michael the Grinder Mizraki, JC Tran, and Jason Mercier. Taylor von Kriegenberg finished the day with over 181,000 in chips, a huge stack that was narrowly eclipsed by Chris Summers, a small edge that won him an extra $10,000 for his effort. One constant of the Bay 101 tournament is that a bounty has made the final table each year. The question remained, which bounty would it be, or would we finally break that streak? There's more bounties to bust and a lot more poker action to follow as the WPT's extended coverage of the playdown to the Final 6 continues. And later we'll check in with the beautiful Royal Flush Girls. We relive a historic Champions Cup moment. And of course, our Final 6 players will hit the felt and battle for a place on the WPT Champions Cup. The Bay 101 Shooting Star continues, so stick around.
My favorite Club WPT VIP benefit is the Entertainment Savers Guide, which offers hundreds of dollars in discounts. And remember, you can also win your share of more than $100,000 in monthly cash and prizes. Join today at clubwpt.com.
Welcome back to Season 10 of the World Poker Tour's coverage of the Bay 101 Shooting Star, brought to you by clubwpt.com. This unique tournament awards players an extra $5,000 if they eliminate one of the pros who were selected as a bounty. And while some bounties went bust, others were still in the hunt to make this final table. The 149 players that survived Day 1A and Day 1B took to the felt on Day 2, hoping to be among the 36 who would cash at Bay 101. With plenty of bounties still in the field, players were also looking to pick up some extra cash by knocking one out.
That 5,000 is a pretty big incentive. You know, I think if there wasn't 5,000 in the middle, we probably would just fold. But the fact that he can win 5,000 cash, you know, makes it worth it.
Early Shooting Star bust-outs included two-time WPT champion Antonio Sfondiari, European WPT Tour mainstay Marvin Rettenmeyer, Season 7 WPT Player of the Year Elke Gross-Pellier, and Season 3 Bay 101 champion Nam Lee.
Come on.
Nam Lee was knocked out by local amateur player Moon Kim, who began to climb the chip lead as the day progressed. When Jonathan Duhamel eliminated David the Dragon Pham in 38th place, the rest of the players began hand-for-hand play as we entered the money bubble. The money bubble can be especially hard when you're on the short stack, but that effect becomes magnified when you're a short stack with a bounty on your head, as French poker pro Fabrice Soulier tweeted about. It would be another bounty to take home the unfortunate money bubble title. Shooting Stars Men the Master Win called Kathy Liebert with Ace-10 versus her Ace-King. Men outflopped her with a 10 on the flop and sent Kathy home just short of the money.
You know, you can't just fold your way and try to, you know, I mean, you gotta go for first. You know, you gotta go for the favorite, you gotta go for it sometimes. But lucky.
With the bubble burst, the other players in the room celebrated and breathed easier knowing that they were guaranteed at least $16,000. Two players that battled all day were poker pro Andrew Badaker and Men the Master. After getting into several contentious pots, they finally got all their chips in the middle pre-flop. Andrew turned over pocket jacks and Men tabled pocket aces. The flop came 7-3-2, leaving Andrew just 2 outs to win the pot. Andrew spiked a jack on the turn and avoided an ace on the river, to win the huge pot, sending Men the Master to the rail. Only 20 players made it through the day, with poker pro Scott Baumstein leading the way with $1.3 million. Andrew Badaker and Moon Kim finished in second and third place, each also with over $1 million in chips. The final 20 players represented a strong mix of local amateurs and poker pros. Early in the day, Taylor von Kriegenberg lost a huge pot to WPT finalist Eric Cajolet when his full house was beaten by Eric's bigger full house. A few hands later, Eric finished the job, knocking Taylor out in 19th place, ending a promising run for this WPT champion.
You get so deep and to have your hopes up, it's a little heartbreaking. Right now I feel like, I don't know, I just want to go hit a punching bag or something. I just got so much, I don't know what it is, I just want to scream or something, but that's just normal for the first 10-15 minutes, and then after that, it's all good.
JC Tran all in.
When Season 5 Player of the Year and Shooting Star JC Tran busted in 16th place, only one bounty remained in the field. 2010 World Series of Poker main event champion Jonathan Duhamel was the last hope to continue the streak of bounties, making the WPT Bay 101 final table. Unfortunately for him, he ran Ace-6 into local player Ubad Habib's Ace-10. A 10 on the flop put Jonathan in a hole he couldn't get out of, and the tournament lost the final bounty of Season 10.
13th place is not that bad, so yeah, I'm happy. It could have gone a little better, but it's a good thing. It's a good tournament. Had a lot of fun.
With former chip leader Scott Baumstein's 8th place knockout, the final 7 players combined to one table to determine who would be among the 6 players to make the televised table. It took 100 hands to determine which of the 7 would fall short and be our TV bubble boy. Moon Kim, holding pocket 9s, was all in pre-flop against Amir Kaziri's Ace-King of Diamonds. No help on the board sent Amir home as the other players celebrated. The final 6 were comprised of 3 strong young pros, 2 local amateur players, and a former finalist would return the next day to play for the almost $1 million first place prize and have their name etched on the Champions Cup. As we get ready for the start of this final table, I'm joined by Poker Hall of Famer Mike Sexton and Hollywood's own Vince Van Patten. Now, Vince, it seems that over the past 10 seasons, the gap between the big-name players and the unknowns has narrowed.
Well, that's very true, Marianella. Unknown players now make final tables. I mean, they do it all the time. But I have to say, Mike and Marianella, I think the big-name players are at a disadvantage because if you're a big name, everyone knows how you play. They've watched you play before. You have a big target on your back, so it's better just to be a low-key player. No one knows how you play. You fear the player that you've never seen before, and that's why we're not seeing shooting stars at this final table.
Well, Vance, speaking of unknown players, last year's champion Alan Sternberg was totally unknown until he won this tournament. And I can tell you, I'd never even heard of the guy, but I happened to play with him the last couple days all the way down to that final table, and he played phenomenal poker. He was terrific. It just shows you don't have to be a known player to be a great player. And in fact, most of the well-known players are older players, and the truth of it is, the younger players play better poker nowadays.
Oh, don't say that, Mike. Don't disrespect the men with the cowboy hats.
Now, Vince, who are your favorites going into this competition tonight?
All right, let's talk about this field. Right now, our chip leader, Eric Cajolet, he's got the chips. He's got $3.6 million. He's from Canada. He will be tough, not to mention how intimidating he looks. But then we have 2 sort of non-professional players at the table that have a lot of chips, and that would be Habib. He is a real estate guy who plays a little cash game here all the time. He's made the final table. And then, of course, we have a jeweler at the table. That's right, a jeweler at the table. Moon Kim has a lot of friends. He'll be tough to beat.
And Mike, who are you rooting for tonight?
Well, since I've been talking about the young guns and how good they are, we've got 3 young pros, 24 years of age or younger at this final table. So I'm going with one of those guys to win. That's Andrew Badaker, Joe Sirac, and Joe Elpaya. Now, these guys are very tough young players, but even though they're sitting in 4th, 5th, and 6th chip positions, which is not a good spot to be, it's not going to surprise me if one of them rise up and take this title tonight.
Okay, and right now we're about to get started, but before we do that, our tournament director, Matt Savage, is talking to the chip leader, Eric Cajolet.
Eric, you start off with the chip lead, and you've had a lot of confidence all week as I've been watching you. How much is intimidation a part of your game?
It's not a part of my match plan, but I heard that so much through the years. If it can help me win tournaments, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take every hedge I can. Right now I got a chip lead. I've got I like my position table. so I'm ready to go.
Well, let's see if that no fear attitude will take place tonight as we go back to you, Marinella.
Thank you, Matt. Tonight's winner will take home a first-place prize worth close to $1 million and have their name engraved along all the other poker greats on the WPT Champions Cup. Final table action here in San Jose is just minutes away. Mike and Vince will be back with the call of the game right after this.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament about to get underway. Tonight's winner going to take home nearly $1 million.
That's right, Mike. And right now, there are no more bounties at the table. No more shooting stars with attitudes and big names. We're down to these 6. They are hungry for this title. The cards are in the air. Let's go to the felt.
Well, there you see our leaderboard. Eric Cajolet out in front. He's got 3.6 million. And 2 locals are in second and third place, Ubad Habib and Moon Kim.
Right, cards tossed around. First to act, Ubad Habib. He's a real estate guy from India. He's got a 9-7.
Yeah, plays here locally all the time. He goes out. Over to our chip leader, Eric Cajolet. Looks down to Jack 9 of spade. Good enough for him to raise. Makes it 40,000 to go.
Andrew Badaker folding. And now Joe Elpaya with an ace-5.
Elpaya, 23-year-old pro from Forest Park, Illinois.
Ace-5 of hearts with the button, and he is thinking about it.
He is going to 3-bet it here.
Whoa.
Makes it 105,000 to go here.
It's Joe Siroc out. Moon Kim, the local here, he's a jeweler.
He's got the queen jacks, but can't stand all that heat. So back around to Eric Cajolet.
Look at this. He has gone over the top with just Jack 9.
He has just set Elpaya all in if he wants to play this hand. He can't stand the heat with the ace-5, but what a play here by the chip leader from Montreal.
But look at Cajolet. You look at those tattoos on his arms. You wonder if it was one of those bachelor nights, one of those like hangovers things in Vegas where you wake up in the morning, you see something obscene written on. I don't know.
I always loved tattoo. I had my first tattoo when I was 18 years old, and then I went some more. I want to sleep for a long time with a bunch of stuff from poker. There's me holding cards, and every card is like pretty much the most important person in my life. Always been there for me, so they all represent with one different card. I get those 2 here who said live hard. It's pretty much the way I approach life, the way I approach poker. I just leave everything out there when I go play poker. I just leave my heart, my soul at the table, and I just go hard.
Well, his model is live hard, and I'll tell you, looks to me like he plays hard, Vince.
It does.
4-bet right there with Jack high.
Oh, yeah, but he told us a great story about his tattoos, and now he's covering them up. I would keep them as long as you're winning, but all right. Well, the antes are 4,000, blinds are 12 and 24. Quick action here. Badaker out. Joe Elpaya also out. And now Joe Siroc.
He's a 23-year-old poker pro. Super nice kid. Folds here.
Yep, and back on Moon Kim. He's a jeweler. He's got ace-8. He's a local.
Got in this tournament by winning a satellite. Here he is at the final table, going to raise it up right here.
Yes, he is. Makes it 55,000 to go. Habib now will muck that. And now it's on Cajolet.
Cajolet likes to play. We've seen that already, so he makes the call here with the 7-6.
So ace-8 versus 7-6, and look at this flop, 8-7-3.
Great flop for Moon Kim, not only because he's got top pair and top kicker, but because his opponent got a piece of that flop.
Yep, Cajolet checks, but Moon Kim gonna bet the top pair. Looks like 80,000.
Cajolet might get in a little trouble. He's got second pair here.
And look at this, Cajolet's gonna re-raise. Makes it 2-10 to go. Moon Kim, though.
Well, Moon Kim's not going to put him on an overpair, Vince, because he didn't raise pre-flop. So you just have to think he got the best hand with top pair and top kicker here.
Yeah, you start thinking this guy could have an 8 with a worse kicker or maybe an open-ended straight draw, but he's just going to call it, doesn't re-raise. Here we go with the turn card. Nice pot here. And it's a 3 of diamonds, pairs the board. Cajolet opening up here with a bet, 280,000.
I think she's got the best hand there with 2 sevens.
Moon Kim, a jeweler, a local, very popular guy at this casino.
Moon Kim might be a little concerned that he might have had a 3 in his hand. But still, I don't see him going anywhere with this hand.
Not at all. Top pair with ace kicker, and he's going to make the call.
Casually, he's got to be a little worried now.
Mm-hmm.
Knows the guy's probably not on a drawing hand. Queen comes off on the river.
Casually fire again. No, he's checking this time. Moon Kim also checking.
Casually turns up the 7s. It's not going to be good enough as Moon Kim shows him the 2 8s. 8s up are going to win this pot.
And there's his fans in the audience, his family and friends.
Well, he's a local 42-year-old jeweler here. Got in this tournament by winning $1,000 satellites. Poker just a hobby to him. And he plays in cash games right here at the Bay 101 all the time.
Well, there are the beautiful Royal Flush Girls watching the game here from the Royal Flush Girls Social Bar. Back to the table we go. Action on Moon Kim, and he looks down at a king and, wow, ace-king. Things are going Moon Kim's way.
You might say he's over the moon right now.
Oh, you might say it, because he just did. All right, he makes it 58,000 to go. Habib now chuckles and throws his cards away.
And back to Casulet. This time he looks down at 2 3s. But he's played every pot so far. Certainly going to see a flop with this hand.
Now the American Andrew Baedeker hasn't played a hand yet with the button. He's got a queen 8, won't play that.
Over to El Paya.
Yeah, he's out. And Joe Sirac.
Sirac, the youngest player at the table.
Yep, a free spirit. Then he's going to play tight. He goes away.
24-year-old pro out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Gets out of the way.
Pair of 3s versus ace-king, and an ace right there on the flop.
Same 2 guys going at it again.
Moon Kim doing well here so far.
Well, hitting a great flop here. Flops 2 aces. Going to lead right out and bet.
Yep, 80,000. Casulet, though, with the 3s. Doesn't quite believe I'm going to make this call.
Very surprised by this call. Now a deuce comes off, so Casulet does make a straight draw.
Wow, a nice check by Moon Kim.
Well, he knows how aggressive that this Casulet guy plays.
Yep.
And he does just have 1 pair.
He's setting up Casulet beautifully here because he has bet 165. And now you know you have top pair with a king kicker. What are you really putting this other guy on? You think you're in front. Do you come back over the top or just call? Just going to call.
And the river?
River card is...
Well, an 8 of diamonds, a good safe card for Moon Kim here. No straights or flushes out there.
And Moon is first to act. He's going to check again, throwing that rope out there.
And look at this. Casulet just does not let up. Firing out a big bet here, 325,000.
And the local, the amateur player, Moon Kim.
You're just not going to throw away ace
No
king
way,
here,
no
Vince.
way. It's pretty automatic.
I mean, it might be beat, but you are going to make the call. Surprised it's taking him this long.
Well, give the man time. He's a jeweler, for Pete's sakes. And he makes the call.
Well, it looked like a frustrating call, but it's going to be a happy result. No doubt about it. Moon Kim going to take down another nice pot, and with it, he moves into the chip lead at this final table.
Just incredible. The fans love him here. Nicely done by Moon Kim.
And he is out in front with 6 players left.
That is right. The jeweler shines another diamond, takes down that one.
Plenty more to come from San Jose, California, and the Bay 101 Shooting Star, including the Royal Flush Girls will show us what makes Bay 101 so unique, the fans. And we relive a historic Champions Cup moment. It's all when we return to the Bay 101 Shooting Star, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, so stick around.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
I am Tuba, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
My name is John Davies. I'm from Connecticut, and I'm an engineering manager. I won a tournament on Club W P T, so I won an entry plus $1,000 to come out here. Flew up from Connecticut, and I played Club W P T on the side just for fun, for $20 a month. It was something I wanted to do because I got the opportunity to get into some tournaments and potentially win a few bucks, but this was above and beyond my wildest dreams. I played with Kathy Lieber. She was on my table all day on Monday. I think she was pushing me around a little bit. I think she recognized that, I wasn't going to, challenge her with some of the big pots. I was able to settle down a little bit, so I felt a lot more comfortable out there. I'm really proud that I got down to be like the 48th player out of 400 or so, and I walk away with $5,000 in my pocket because I knocked out one of the shooting stars, Joe Tahan. So that was a pretty cool experience. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I have to thank Club WPT for getting me here. As soon as everybody, all my friends found out, all my my poker player friends, what website were you playing? Which was? So and I try to tell them it's a great way for me to spend some time and playing a game that I love, and it turned into something amazing.
If you want to have an experience like John did, you too can become a Club WPT member, enjoy VIP benefits, play unlimited poker, and who knows, maybe you can win yourself a seat in a WPT event just like John did. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, let's go back to the felt.
And Vince, I got to say, John did a lot better than I did. He got down to the top 48. He picked up a bounty. I did neither of those things.
Well, there you see the chip cat. Moon Kim, the jeweler, is our chip leader, and Andrew Baddicker is our short stack with around 800,000. Our former chip leader, Casulet, going away, and now it's on Andrew Baddicker, and he's the short stack, and he's picked up a pair of jacks, just like that for the 24-year-old.
Poker pro out of Vernon, Connecticut.
Former curtain salesman, Mike, and he is going to raise with the jacks.
Actually got in this tournament on a $200 satellite, so he's making quite a parlay.
Now it's on Joe Opaya, and he's got pretty decent king-queen, and he's got to make this call. Joe Sirach with the Doyle Brunson hand, 10 deuce. Won't play that. Our chip leader, Moon Kim, also with the Doyle hand out.
Over to Habib.
Yep. He's going to squeeze out a 9-3. He gets out of the way.
You know what you're playing roughly? Like 7?
Pretty good guess. About 750 left.
Now Boddicker on the short stack at this table. Flop comes ace 10-7 with 2 hearts.
Yeah, jacks, you hate to see the ace pop, but you got to think and make a continuation bet like he does. Nicely done. Bet 65,000.
Well, El Paya has the gut shot straight draw and the king of hearts, which is the key card, as we say.
Makes the call.
9 of diamonds comes off now.
And now Andrew is saying to himself, does this guy have an ace? Oh, he's slowing down. Checks the hand.
Now El Paya checks right behind him.
Down to the river.
7 of hearts.
Now the board pairs 7s and a heart comes up. So.
Wow, I don't like this check. I think you could throw in a value bet, perhaps.
Oh, look at this. El Paya, who can't keep his shirt buttoned. Looks like he may take a bluff at this pot. Only way he has a chance to win it, I'm sure he knows it.
Yeah, 157,000. And now the young player from Connecticut, 24-year-old Andrew Baddicker, with a decision.
Well, Vince, if the guy had a flush draw, he'd played it more aggressive on the flop, I would think.
And if he had an ace, he would have played it more aggressive on the turn. So you think he got to call this as a crying one, but no, he's not going to call.
Well, Boddicker lays it down, so it turns out to be a very nice bet by El Paya on the river there to take down that pot.
The former curtain salesman snaps a rod with that one.
Joe Opaya takes down his first pot of the evening. Could this be his night to take the title? Sometimes a player seems destined to win a poker tournament, and if you need proof, look no further than this classic WPT Champions Cup moment.
Here we go to the river. Who's going to get lucky?
And it's over. Wow.
It is no surprise that in the long run, the game's best players make final table after final table. No doubt that in the long run, skill will defeat luck every time. In the short run, however, there will always be Danny Wynn. A local poker dealer in on a satellite and way over his head, Danny Wynn destroyed the final table at the Season 3 Bay 101 Shooting Star by riding the most remarkable streak of luck ever seen on the WPT.
The 5 comes off. Danny has made his straight. Another jack comes off. 4 jack. And that's going to do it for the master.
And delivering the worst beat in WPT history.
Well, the only way Danny could win this pot is if it comes 7-7.
He does get the 1-7. It's all coming down to this card. He needs a miracle.
Could he possibly catch 2 running 7s to win this pot? He does it! Vince, he does it! Wow! Running 7s to win that pot. That's all he could win with.
There would be no stopping Danny Wynn this night. He would knock out every single one of his opponents.
He did it! He is our champion! Look at it!
Claim the $1 million first place prize and leave a legacy of hope to every poker player with a dream of having the stars align to write their name on the WPT Champions Cup.
And Vince, when you got to hit runner on the Turning River to win a pot, it's the biggest beat you can ever put on anybody to this day, obviously.
Oh, boy.
Danny wins 7-7, the biggest outdraw in WPT history.
That was incredible. But back to the table, 6 players remain at the Bay 101. Action's on Andrew Badaker. Folds his hand. Joe Alpaya now. Folding as well.
And to Joe Sirac, the youngest player at the table. He folds as well.
And the chip leader, Moon Kim, now gonna peek at a, well, pretty decent King 10 with the button.
You got position, you got the chip lead, you're gonna raise.
Andy's have gone up to 5,000, blinds at 15 and 30, and he raises it to 70,000. The real estate guy from India going away.
Cajolet looks down at the Jack-8 of hearts. And we already know he likes to play a lot of pots, so he's going to see a flop here.
And I noticed that there's a player, someone at this table is humming a little bit, kind of annoying, but...
I think it's Moon Kim.
Flop comes up queen, 9-6. Cajolet going to check, Moon Kim.
He quickly checks also. Now a 10 comes off. This gives Cajolet a straight. But Moon Kim now has second pair and a straight draw.
Cajolet can't believe it, but he's going to stick out 110,000. Moon Kim happy to hit the 10s. Looks like he's going to get stuck in this one. Yes, he's going to make this call.
Can't blame him for calling here. He's got a straight draw as well. Now the 4 hearts comes off. So Cajolet just trying to figure out how much he can extract from his opponent here. He has the straight, the best hand. Let's see what he's going to bet. Pot has about 400,000 in it.
Oh boy, 350,000.
Pretty good sized bet here.
I think it's a little oversized if you really want to trap a player and get the call. It seems like a little bit too much to me.
Moon Kim now realizes all he can beat is a bluff.
Yeah, and that's expensive, 350. Surprised he didn't chuck in about 180, 200. But Moon Kim's gonna release his hand.
Yep, he goes away, so Cajolet taking down that pot. Maybe Moon Kim should sing a new song.
Just an awful humming song. Whatever that was, not helping him right there.
More poker action from Bay 101 coming up.
The World Poker Tour has always supported great charitable causes. And in 2012, we're launching the WPT Foundation.
Go to WPTFoundation.org to learn about our global charity partners and find out how you can join us in playing for a better world.
Here at Bay 101 Shooting Star, we have the greatest fans in poker.
I'm Jeannie Duffy, and I'm one of the Royal Flush Girls. Fans here at Bay 101 are really great. Really nice to see the enthusiasm the fans have. I see them walking up to the players, waiting for them to go on break and wanting to get their picture, wanting to get autographs.
The fans in San Jose are great, man. They come out and support. I love coming to San Jose. It's one of my favorite places.
Our fans are awesome. They already have our pictures printed out. When they want our autograph and pictures with us, I'm happy to sign anyone's pictures. That's probably one of the most rewarding things is the fans.
Well, Vince, historically, the Bay 101 has been noted for being the best poker fans on the WPT Tour. No question about it. They love their poker up here in San Jose.
Well, there you see the standings for the WPT Player of the Year. Will the Thrill Fiala out in front right now. And Vince, for the first time in the history of this event, a bounty hasn't made it to the final table.
Yes, it is shocking. A big-name bounty. We always have one. Last year, you made the final table. Mike Matusow as well.
Yeah, he's the guy that knocked me out, though.
Oh, that was awful. 3-outer, wasn't it?
Oh, you had to bring it up.
So sorry. All right, back to the table we go. And Moon Kim, our chip leader with about $3 million, looks down at a Queen King. Pretty nice. Makes it 75,000 to go. Next to play is the real estate guy, also a local. Wow, Mr. Habib has picked up Ace King. And he's just going to call with it. Casually out. The curtain salesman flings in his hand.
El Paya out as well.
And now it's on Joe Sirrock.
Joe picks up Ace Queen.
Whoa. It's been raised. It's been called. Now what do you do if you're Joe Sirrock?
Well, a lot of guys will make a squeeze play here, right here, but that could spell trouble for Joe, and he just makes the call. Does not re-raise here with the Ace Queen. Probably a good thing for him that he didn't.
All right, here comes the flop.
Now, flop is King, 3 deuce. Just a great flop for Habib. He's got top pair and top kicker, but the original raiser has flopped 2 kings as well, but checks. Everybody checks his flop. I'm astounded.
I am too. Here's the turn card.
Now, 5 of diamonds comes off, so both Sirrock and Habib have a straight draw now, but
Joe's going to check again, and now Moon Kim going to bet his kings.
Of course. Got to think he's got the best hand now, the way this hand's been played.
150. Now, look at this. Habib does not raise with the Ace King. He just calls. Joe Sirrock with nothing is going to get out of the way.
So the 2 locals, the 2 amateurs going at it here, both have a pair of kings. Habib has him out-kicked.
River card is a king.
Oh, wow. The Case King comes up on the river. Both players have 3 kings, but Moon is out-kicked. This could spell big trouble for the Moon Man.
Oh, the Moon Man has to think he's solid gold, and he's going to bet 200,000.
Of course, he is hoping to get called here.
Now the real estate guy, Habib.
Just can't put this guy on Ace King. He didn't raise before the flop, didn't bet on the flop, didn't raise on the turn. No way you're going to put him on Ace King.
Now Habib's thinking, how much can I get out of him? Well, he's going to double the size of the bet, makes it 400,000 to go.
All of a sudden, the guy waits to the river to raise it.
All that act, and you raise me? Wow, that's sick.
Moon's played a lot of poker with this guy. Knows he's solid, tight player.
I don't think I can lay this down.
No, it's almost impossible, but I like his instincts.
I'm not raising it for sure.
With a king?
Of course I got a king. What do you expect?
Well, you're not going to put him on Ace King, but you don't think your 3 kings are good anymore against a solid, tight player like this. But still, tough to lay it down the way the betting went on this hand.
And it's just an additional 200,000. You know, you got to make a crying call here, you would think.
What makes you think I'll just call Ace King?
Hey, the clock, please. Well, Joe El Paya calls the clock on him.
Well, that's kind of interesting. And El Paya with a brash move there.
It's 200. What is 200? Just get over with the hand. Let's fold then. Come on, let's fold. Fold then.
Look at the table talk here.
Well, Habib says, I've got you beat. Just go ahead and fold. Save your money. In the meantime, he's only got 1 minute to act on his hand, or his hand will be automatically folded. For his sake, you better hope the clock runs out.
I'm bluffing you.
You are?
Yeah. Now Habib says, I'm bluffing you. First he said, I got you beat.
believe you.
Now I'm bluffing you. And when he said that, Moon calls him. So Habib winning that pot.
You say you're bluffing me, man.
I told you. No, first I said I got you beat.
You don't tell the truth at the poker table? Come on, Moon Kim, snap out of it.
I should have laid that down. God damn it.
He told you to fold. Even Will the Thrill didn't fold it.
What more do you want from him? All right, man. I'm calling clock on you too, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, there you see, Vince. Moon upset that the guy called the clock on him. Felt like he made him rest his decision, and he made the wrong one.
Now, Alpaya.
He's targeting Alpaya now.
He's getting Moon Kim to tilt a little bit. With the clock being called. Back to the action. A few folds.
And it's folded around to Alpaya, and he picks up ace-king. Big hand here. On the button. Going to raise it up, makes it 65,000 to go.
Now Joe Sirach, who is in the small blind, has a Jack 10. Does he want to invest a little bit more?
This is the easy-going skateboarder.
Yeah, he loves to skateboard.
So I'm skateboarding around the parking lot before this final table starts.
I love that. Stay loose. He says he has no particular home. He just travels the world.
I was thinking about 3-betting here or folding, but no, he's just going to call.
And now Moon Kim with a Jack 8.
Well, he's making the call also.
Yep.
So 3-way action here. Alpaya out in front with the ace-king.
And here comes the first 3. Oh, it's ace, 9, deuce. Beautiful for Alpaya. Hitting aces with a king kicker.
A dream flop for Alpaya there. No straight draw, no flush draw really out there.
They both check in front of him, and Alpaya with the continuation bet of 80,000. And Sirach now goes out.
Oh, and look at this. Moon is check raising here, Vince. I think he is steaming because the guy called the clock on him the last hand.
Well, you could be right. He's taking a shot here, saying maybe that was just a continuation bet by Alpaya. I'm going to find out where I am, but Alpaya, of course, going to stick around. Aces with top kicker makes the call. Turn card coming up.
4 comes up on the turn.
Nothing card. Moon Kim's going to try it again.
Quickly bets 200,000.
You would think he would learn your lesson, though, when the guy calls you on the flop. Maybe not.
Alpaya is afraid he flopped aces and deuces or aces and 9s. Possibly even 3 deuces, but still, I don't see you going anywhere here with ace-king.
Well, Alpaya doesn't have that many chips left, and he's going to make this call very strong, very solid. River card is...
Well, 7 of diamonds comes off.
Safe card.
So a nothing card comes up.
Oh, boy. Moon Kim with tilt chips, it appears.
Those are $100,000 plaques he's putting out there, and he's essentially setting Alpaya all in right here.
With absolute zip and pip, and Alpaya is squirming.
Deuces. Ace, deuce, ace, 9.
Now, Vince, he's a pro player. He's got to understand that this guy was angry the hand before when he called the clock. He's just trying to get him back here now. If he's got you beat, he's just got you beat. I don't see how you can lay this hand down under the circumstances of what just happened.
You got aces with the king kicker. You pay that off, but you can't fold his hand.
You just don't think amateurs are going to make bluffs at you for this size.
He shows it, and he's going to let it go. And Moon Kim is going to show the bluff.
Not a good fold. I got bluff, boys.
He's going to put the salt in the wound.
Stone bluff by the Moon Man.
Oh, man, the Moon went for the total eclipse, and it paid off.
Well, Vince, Alpaya made a mistake there. He lost control of the hand and let the guy who was angry at him bluff him out of a pot.
Wow, what an exciting hand after that last play that ends our first hour of coverage here at Bay 101. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the play so far?
Well, Marinello, there's no doubt about it. So far at this final table, the moon is shining.
It is.
He is our chip leader, Moon Kim, a local jeweler that plays in cash games here at the Bay 101 Casino and plays with his buddy sitting on his left, Habib. These guys come here are recreational players. They're businessmen. Poker is a hobby for them, yet here they are in first and second place fighting it out for this title.
One's a jeweler, one's in real estate, and they are playing phenomenal poker. But let's not forget about the pros. We still have 3 young guns. They've shown they can play with anyone. And then we have Eric Cajolet. He came into this final table as the chip leader, and he's now in third. But he still has plenty of chips. Bottom line, we still have 6 players left, and anything can happen. It's very exciting.
Thank you, guys. Join us next time from San Jose for more of WPT Season 10 coverage of the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marinelle Pereira saying thanks for watching and good night.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
In Northern California, the superstars may have been bagged and tagged, but the nearly $1 million first place prize still has a bullseye on its back. The Bay 101 Shooting Star crowns its champions tonight, and it's only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing. He is circling the drain. They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He needs the extreme miracle.
Welcome back to the WPT's in-depth coverage of the Bay 101 Shooting Star in San Jose, California. This unique tournament awards players an extra $5,000 if they eliminate one of the pros who are selected as a bounty. In each of the last 8 seasons, at least one of poker's biggest stars dodged all the bullets long enough to take a seat at the final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star. But this season, that streak was put to rest as a talented field of amateur players and poker professionals eliminated every single one of the big-name bounties.
We still have 6 players left, 4 pros and 2 local amateurs. The champion will take home close to $1 million.
Mike, what are your thoughts on the play so far?
Well, Marinella, what amazes me the most is we've got 4 pros at this table and 2 amateurs, yet the 2 amateurs are sitting in first and second chip position right now.
So true, Mike. And you know, the big story tonight is the non-professional. He's a jeweler, Moon Kim. I mean, this guy is playing so well. Now, early on, he had a tough beat. He had 3 kings with a queen kicker up against an ace kicker. He got so frustrated, you could see that he was in pain, but he went past that pain threshold because in the very next hand, he bluffed, and it won. And so he's like out of control. He's stealing pots now. I mean, who would have thought the jeweler would have been the thief at the table? No one.
Well, it sounds like Vince has a new favorite tonight, Mr. Moon Kim. The amateurs are definitely shining. We have word that cards are about to go back into the air, so let's get down to the table.
Well, Moon Kim is our chip leader, but the other amateur, his poker buddy, Ubad Habib, is not far behind. And in third place is Eric Cajolet, who came to the final table as our chip leader, but still has plenty of chips.
All right, here we go. Joe Alpaya with an ace-5. Joe's 23 years old from Forest Park, Illinois.
Auditioning for Dancing with the Stars as he has an open shirt, as you can see.
He is raised with that. Makes it 65,000 to go. Joe Siroc.
Joe, a 24-year-old poker pro, lays his hand down. Moon Kim, the amateur, local jeweler, plays here in the cash games all the time. Our chip leader folds. And this his buddy, another amateur, a real estate dealer here, Ubad Habib. He looks down at a Jack-8 of hearts. Now, Habib, perhaps the tightest player at the table.
Ubad Habib, bada bing, bada boom.
Wow. Well, so much for that theory as he 3-bets it right here with the Jack-8.
Behind him, the Canadian Eric Cajolet. We've seen him before on the World Poker Tour. He's got a big hand, ace-king.
Well, it's been raised and re-raised by the tightest player at the table. So that diminishes the strength of your ace-king a little bit, doesn't it? See what he's going to do here. And we've seen this guy's a very aggressive player. Came to the final table as the chip leader. And incredibly, even though he came to the final table as chip leader, the only player at the table that didn't collect a bounty somewhere along the way here.
He's going to re-raise it, Mike. Goes to 450. Andrew Badaker out. And Alpaya not going to play.
I don't think there's any chance Habib can play either here. He only has a Jack-8 of hearts. And he's saying to himself, why did I make a move? Why did I do that here?
Bingo, bango, bongo. He goes away.
Yep, he is out, and Cajolet going to take down that pot.
Eric Cajolet. Nice play, playing aggressive, takes down this pot. And right there, you see the Royal Flush Girls. Sitting at the Royal Flush Girls Social Bar. A new addition on the World Poker Tour Season 10. And now the blinds are going up to 20 and 40, just like that. Action first on Joe Siroc. He's a skateboarder. He's a free spirit.
You gotta love the guy. He's also calm, cool, and collected. Never seen the guy lose his temper, lose his cool at the table. I like him.
Yep, he folds the hand, and now the jeweler, Moon Kim, our chip leader, out.
Beebe looks down at ace-king. Well, he just made a move with jack-8 in the previous hand. That didn't work, so let's go back to these premium hands. Gonna raise it here, makes it 100,000 to go.
Casually out now. Andrew Bedecker, former curtain salesman, pretty tight, goes away, and around to Alpaya, who's put on a little hoodie there.
Well, Alpaya has the jack-10 of diamonds here. He has about 850,000 in chips, and he's shipping them all right here against the guy perceived to be the tightest player at the table. Not sure I like the timing of this move. Not against this player.
Almost unfoldable at this point. Habib's got some chips, got him well covered, and he's going to make the right call.
Well, we've seen Alpaya make all the wrong moves at this final table. No doubt about it. Earlier, he laid down ace-king when it was an ace and nothing else flop. On the river, got bluffed out of that pot. Here he makes a move, perhaps at the wrong time. He's up against the best hand. Habib has ace-king.
He's in a lot of trouble right now. The 23-year-old from Illinois.
He can't even watch. Knows he has to get lucky to stay alive. Let's see if he can. Oh, a 10 right on the flop.
He did get lucky.
Well, Habib wincing as the 10 pops off on the flop. He knows he's now got to catch something to win this pot.
Oh, man. Shocking first 3 cards. Habib sickened by that. And here's the turn card, 6 of diamonds.
Well, that gives Alpaya a flush draw, meaning the ace of diamonds won't win it for Habib either. Must catch an ace or a king. That's not a diamond.
Real estate guy, the local. Habib needs an ace or king that's not a diamond. Can he spike this and knock our first guy out? No.
It's a 6, so Alpaya is going to double up there. So, Vince, what we criticize as a poor time move worked out well for him. He's over high-fiving the crowd.
Donkey play and get lucky every time.
And Habib is just muttering, donkey play.
Well, I agree. I think it was a poor play. Poor timing in my mind to go against a tight player like that and move all in with jack high when you figure to get called.
Well, Habib ran him down, but couldn't make things happen with the cards, and we're back to the action. Right, the antes are staying at 5,000, but the blinds are going up to 25 and 50,000. Action on Andrew Bedecker, and he's going to quickly fold his hand.
Over to Alpaya. Well, he's got ace-queen. A nice hand here.
He has new life here. He has just doubled up. He's going to raise to 105. And now Joe Sirach looks at a pair of 6s. Doesn't have that many chips left.
Well, Sirach's sitting in 5th chip position right now, but he's only got about 850,000 and cost him 105,000 to make the call.
Whoa.
He's not calling. He is raising. And even though he didn't put all his chips in, essentially, it's an all-in bet for him here because he's not going anywhere even if he gets re-raised.
Yep.
With the few chips he's got left.
Moon Kim, the jeweler, getting out of the way. Habib out.
Casually out as well. So back to the original raiser, and he's just going to set him all in right here. So the 2 young guns going at it here. It's the classic race situation, the 2 overcards versus the under pair. And Joe Sirach must win this pot to stay alive, or it's back on the skateboard for him.
Sirach with a big smile, looking confident as he gets a little hug by Bedecker.
It's a race situation, ace-queen versus 2 6s. This is the battle of the young pros, the 2 Joes going at it. The loser probably going to go see Joe the bartender.
Oh, okay, Mike, here we go.
And 8-6-5. Sirach has flopped 3 6s to take the lead.
What a flop for Joe Sirach. 3 6s just like that.
Well, he is a happy camper right now. He knows his opponent's got to hit 2 runners to win this pot. So he is thrilled at the moment as he's well out in front.
Here comes the turn card.
Well, that's a 9, and that's going to do it. Sirach going to double up here. We still have 6 players left.
All right, 870, right?
Yeah, 7 of hearts. Irrelevant on the river.
Well, there you go. No wipeout for the skateboarder there, Vince.
6 players still remain at the Bay 101.
Joe Alpaya takes a huge hit as Joe Sirach doubles up. stick around for lots more action, including Tony Dunst and his unfiltered analysis in the Raw Deal. We'll see how WPT's ones to watch performed.
Plus, the tech titans take on the poker pros in the Silicon Valley Charity Tournament.
Lots of excitement as our extended coverage of the Bay 101 Shooting Star, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, continues. So stick around.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to San Jose for WPT's coverage of the final table at the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Tony Dunst is ready to spew his thoughts on tonight's action in this edition of The Raw Deal.
Recently, Mike Sexton and poker pro Matt Glantz wrote blogs regarding the conduct and professionalism of the young generation of poker players. More accurately, they wrote blogs regarding the lack of professionalism they feel many of the younger generation display. I'm Tony Dunst. Let's break it down. On most matters they address, I agree with these two paragons of the industry. But in some ways, it's a catch-22 to talk about professionalism in poker. Many of us got into this line of work specifically because we wanted to avoid the real world with its dress codes, deadlines, bureaucracy, and expectation of sobriety during working hours. Please! But Glantz and Sexton are right, and I want to address directly my generation of pros through whatever mobile device they're downloading this on. If our generation doesn't set a standard in terms of ethics, conduct, and presentation, then we'll be passed over for mainstream sponsorship and written off as shady degenerates, the same way we now think about too many of the players we grew up watching. And it's just not that hard to step it up a notch. For example, I would never suggest a dress code for everyday poker, but I think having a mild dress code for televised final tables is a very good way to immediately improve the game's image. I mean, just look at this final table and think about what kind of conclusions a potential sponsor would draw. We've got 3 dudes in t-shirts, 1 in a button-up having a wardrobe malfunction, a NASCAR driver, and a guy that's apparently been hibernating since Christmas. It's not like I'm expecting a runway show when I view a final table. I'm thinking something simple here, like a collared shirt and pants that go all the way down to your ankles. I know somewhere out there Will Viola is losing it over the idea of depriving the world of his glorious gams, but I just don't think it's that much to ask. I get that poker is a cutthroat game that teaches you to look out for your own interest, but remember, we also have a collective interest in seeing our industry healthy. And as the guys that have been in this industry for more than a decade can tell you, we're lucky to have a variety of mediums broadcasting our game all over the world and building an economy that attracts players and money for us. So if we ask you to put on a shirt with a collar for 1 day of the year so we can make this all look good, try not to freak out.
Well, obviously, I totally agree with Tony Dunst there. I do think if you're a professional poker player, you need to be a professional, meaning not only to dress well at these final tables, but also to show up on time for interviews and to do whatever you can to help the industry.
Well, right now we have 6 players remaining at the table. Action going to Joe Alpaya. He's on a relatively short stack. He's got Queen Jack.
And looks around at everybody and then ships it all in here, right under the gun with Queen Jack, meaning you got to dodge everybody at the table. If anybody calls you, you've got the worst hand for sure.
Ciroc out, and now the jeweler Moon Kim won't play.
Habib out as well. Casually out around to the big blind.
Only one to beat now is Batico, who picks up the Cowboys. Pair of kings.
Well, Alpaya in dire straits right now. There it goes, all in. He turns up the 2 kings. Now, Alpaya will not go broke here because he's got maybe 30,000 or so more than Boddicker, but right now he's got to feel like he's hanging on by dental floss.
Yep. Queen Jack, though, you never know what's going to happen.
You got him covered by that much?
Yeah.
Let's go to the flop.
Vance, don't you remember what my drill sergeant told you?
Yeah,
you can only slide so far in barbed wire. This could be the end for Alpaya right here.
Here we go.
You got to have awful strong gloves to get by this barbed wire.
You never had a drill sergeant. figment of your imagination, perhaps.
Drill Sergeant McMorris, never forget him.
All right, here's the flop.
All right, ace 5-3. Obviously, a horrible flop there for El Paya. He's got to catch 2 runners now to win. 2 running combinations of a queen or a jack. King or a 10 would give him a straight. 2 running spades would win it for him, but he's up against it right now. 6 of clubs on the turn. That's going to do it. El Paya drawing dead. Boddicker doubling up there.
Yeah, big hand for Boddicker as an ace. Doesn't matter. On the river. Big hand, 2 short stacks going at it, and right now, a lot of trouble for El Paya. Circling the drain.
Well, Boddicker says to himself, finally, I picked up a hand, and I get a break here at this final table.
I got started playing poker pretty much the same way everyone else my age has. Started playing in high school with friends. I would win a lot, so I guess I thought I was pretty good. And then I started playing on the internet and got my butt kicked. And wasn't quite as good as I thought, but I was passionate and kept working. To get good at this game, I would say you just need to always be trying to improve. Don't ever stop learning and just work at it and you'll get there.
Good advice by Boddicker there. Always keep working on your game. You need to continue to get better in poker if you want to do well out here on the tour.
All right, 6 players remain. Here we go, Joe Siroc quickly folding his hand. The jeweler, Moon Kim, the local, not going to play.
Folded around to Habib.
Habib this time with a queen 10.
And he is called, just hopes other guys call, so they can try to send El Paya out of here.
Casually out. Andrew Boddicker with a king jack.
All in.
Whoa. Wow.
He's going all in here. Pretty unusual play here to try to shut out the third party here, especially with this kind of hand.
Habib folds and just shakes his head saying, what are you doing, my friend?
He said, why don't we both just call this guy? Or we have 2 chances to knock him out instead of 1, but Boddicker just wants to try to knock him out himself. And El Paya is the best hand with ace-6.
Boddicker with his family in the audience tonight, playing aggressively with just a king jack. Joe's actually out in front. He could double up and still not do too much damage. And here's the flop.
Oh, it's jack 9-8. El Paya's been outdrawn on the flop. And Habib saying to himself, I can't believe this guy moved all in on a flop to straight.
Well, El Paya not happy with that flop. Wow, he is seconds away from being eliminated. 3 of clubs on the turn, not helping El Paya.
Well, we are down to the river. Joe El Paya must catch an ace on the river, or he'll be our 6th place finisher. Every move he has made tonight, seemingly at the wrong time.
Can he spike the ace? Here we come. Nope, not to be. A 9 on the river.
So Andrew Boddicker is going to eliminate Joe El Paya from this tournament, the 23-year-old, out tonight in 6th place.
Yep. But he'll take home $128,000. Right now, he's going over to talk to Matt Savage. Or not.
He's not talking to Matt Savage.
No.
He's going out of here. And, you know, El Paya didn't show up for his pregame interview, and now he blows off his exit interview.
Yeah.
These guys got to understand that television promotes poker and the players who are lucky enough to get to these final tables.
It was a roller coaster ride for Joe El Paya. Too tilted to speak to our very own Matt Savage, he storms out of the room $128,000 richer. Plenty more action when we return to the final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Stick around.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at Bay 101 for the Shooting Star event. And that, of course, is the tournament where there are bounties. And bounties are big-name players that are sitting at the table. And if a player knocks out the bounty, he gets $5,000 in cold, hard cash.
Well, Benny, there's nothing better than winning some big green early on in a poker tournament. That's exactly what Club WPT member John Davies did in this tournament. He actually knocked out a former WPT champion, Joe Tiand. And in doing that, he received $5,000 in cash. Just fantastic.
It is, and it's all because he was a club VIP member at clubwpt.com. He got to play in a satellite, and then he won his way on into this great event. And the rest is history.
It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I have to thank Club WPT for getting me here. As soon as everybody, all my friends found out, all my, my poker player friends, go, what website were you playing? Which was? And I try to tell them it's a great way for me to spend some time and play in a game that I love. And it turned into something amazing.
If you want to have an experience like John did, you too can become a Club WPT member, enjoy VIP benefits, play unlimited poker, and who knows, maybe you can win yourself a seat in a WPT event just like John did. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, let's go back to the film.
Vince, I got to say, John did a lot better than I did in this tournament. He got down to the top 48 and won a bounty.
That is right, but now we have 5 players remain, and Moon Kim, the jeweler, is out in front. To the table we go. Yabad Habib, real estate guy, looks down at a 4-3 of diamonds. Mux.
Over to Eric Cajolet, pro out of Montreal, Canada. He folds as well.
Now the 24-year-old out of Connecticut, Andrew, not playing. Joe Sirach now up at bat, and he's got ace-king of clubs. Big slick.
Yeah, but it's the battle of the blinds here. And what a hand Sirach has picked up in the small blind. Going to raise it up to 125,000.
Only one to beat is Moon Kim, who squeezes an 8-7.
Well, we've seen Moon defend his big blind many times here so far today, and he's doing it again here. Makes the call with the 7-8. And the flop comes 10-6-4. Sirach out in front with the ace-king, but as you can see, the Moon man with a two-way straight draw. Sirach checks the ace-king, just didn't like that flop at all. And here comes the Moon. Mr. Moon man betting 200,000. I like this bet by Moon here. Just going to put his opponent on the 2 overcards. Try to sneak by here. He plays the hand fine. He's got cards he can hit to win the pot, but Sirach going out and Moon taking down the pot.
Yep. Moon Kim, the jeweler, shining again as his crowd, all his friends and family. He's a local. Love this moment.
Moon got in this tournament by winning a satellite, as did Habib, as did Boddicker. 3 out of our 5 remaining players all got in this tournament by winning a salary. What a parlay they're going to make.
Right.
And he has ace-jack, makes it 125,000 to go.
And Habib has 10-7 of hearts.
And he's folded. Cajolet out. Boddicker, no muss for him as well. Joe Sirach now.
Yeah, Joe has king 10. Big blind.
And he will call.
He's going to look him up, as we say. We're going to have a flop here. Yeah, flop comes queen 5-4.
No help to either player. Joe Sirach checking. Nothing hitting for Moon. Will he pretend like he has something? Yeah, he's going to bet 75,000.
I have a sort of a hesitant continuation bet there. You wonder if Sirach picked up on it, meaning that even though he didn't flop anything. Could he possibly be thinking about making a move here? Yes, he is. Great play here by Joe Sirach. He just knows if his opponent's got something like 2 8s, 2 9s, ace-jack, ace-king. Very tough for him to keep going if he can't beat 2 queens. He lays it down, but chalk that hand up to good play by Joe Sirach.
Joe is the most relaxed person I've ever met. Yeah, he's chill.
I like playing poker because I get to travel, I make money, and it's all I know how to do. I don't know if I could handle a regular job. My parents are okay with it. At first, when I dropped out of college after 3 months, they were only unhappy for like a week. They're kind of like me, a little indifferent.
Mike, usually when I hear a guy say he's the most relaxed person in the world, I know that they're a ticking time bomb.
Well, Joe Sirach's always calm, cool, and collected. I really like the kid.
Plenty more to come from San Jose, California and the Bay 101 Shooting Star, including a brand new installment of WPT's Ones to Watch.
Plus, the Tech Titans take on the Poker Pros in the Silicon Valley Charity Tournament.
Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
When you become a Club WPT VIP, you get exclusive access to our past episodes and your chance to win your share of more than $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com, never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
I'm Angelique, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to San Jose and the Bay 101 Shooting Star.
Well, Mike, we've been having a great time here all week, but it wasn't just the main event we got to play.
There was a great event that was benefiting the WPT Foundation earlier this week here at the Bay 101. It was a tournament for the Silicon Valley Executive Network Group, tech execs versus top poker pros. Everybody had a great time.
Welcome to the Silicon Valley Executive Network World Poker Tour charity event.
The beneficiary of the charity is the WPT Foundation. So all of us at the World Poker Tour are thrilled about that. We're thrilled these executives to come out to play, as well as the top pro players. Everybody having a great time.
Silicon Valley executives against the top pros in the world. I mean, when do you get to do that? That's like all-time fun.
Oh, last year, this place was crazy. I played with Dwight last year, and he is a blast to play poker with.
This is Vanessa's first time being here, so we're looking to have a lot of fun and make some money for charity.
She says.
Well, I got the call from Phil Hellmuth, the guy you can't say no to. Come out here tonight, play poker for charities. It's mental warfare more than physical, the game I'm used to, so it's a lot of fun, though.
Just as Chung makes a straight to the 6 on the river, he's
I got 1,400 out of my pocket. I want to know who's topping 1,400 right now.
Oh! I'm trying to hang on with the execs here. They're tough. Some of them be more cowboy hats. You got to watch out for them.
I'm not that good, which is why I have a day job, but I think everybody's drawn to poker. It's a game where you have a combination of being able to do the math and then the psychology of what's going on at the table, and then you throw in a good amount of luck, and it just makes it a lot of fun.
We are the leaders of technology and the leaders of the poker tour, and there's a competitive element here. These are people that are leaders in their field, and they want to compete each other and see who's really the king of the poker table.
As much as everyone says it won't be serious, and they're not serious when it gets down to the final table, everybody will stop talking just a little bit, and you know they're trying a little harder.
Can't have this kind of fun in a regular event. So this is more than fun. This is like a memory.
Congratulations to Rich Arnold, our champion.
Tech Titans win!
Well, as you can see, everybody had a great time at that charity event. A lot of fun, raising money for a good cause, the WPT Foundation. Go to WPTFoundation.org to find out more information as to how you can help us and the poker community play for a better world.
And right now we have 5 players remaining at the Bay 101. Moon Kim, the local, is our chip leader with $3.3 million. He's a jeweler, and he's playing tough here tonight. Let's go to the felt. Ibad Habib, real estate guy, lives up here. He's got a Jack 8 of hearts.
Well, this is a handy 3-bet earlier tonight and got in trouble with it, but he must like it because he's raising again with it.
Yeah, makes it 125 to go. Cajolet out. Andrew Bedecker. He's got an ace-10. 24-year-old from Connecticut. Has his family here. This is a big moment for this guy. Got in this tournament through a satellite, $225 rebuy satellite, making the call. Joe Sirach out now. Moon Kim. Moon Kim has picked up a pair of 7s.
Yeah, he's got the 2 walking sticks here.
What you guys got?
So you got a caller.
No,
you got a
6.
mid pair. Might be time to squeeze, Mike.
Well, squeeze means one guy raises, another guy calls. You're the next guy to come into the pot. You might just want to raise here. And that's what Moon Kim is doing.
Yep, makes it 375 to go because you know the caller, it can't be that strong, otherwise he would have raised. So it's a good opportunity to squeeze him out.
Well, that's really a terrific time for Moon Kim to make this play. There you see Habib going out, Boddicker out.
Yep.
So nice play by the jeweler right there to take down that pot.
Yep, he is shining the jewels here tonight. The local Moon Kim making it happen, extends his chip lead.
Plays right here at the Bay 101 all the time. Couple locals at this table. Here's the other one, Habib.
Yep, 36 years old. And these two guys know each other from this casino. He folds his hand. Cajolet, the Canadian, With the Doyle Brunson hand 10 deuce, won't play that.
Now over to Boddicker. The ace-10 didn't work out for him the last hand. This time he's got the ace-king of clubs.
Oh, boy, that'll put a rise in your curtain there. Ace-king of clubs.
Baddicker on the button.
And he's going to raise at 1:30 to go.
Rock with the jack-5 of hearts.
Free-spirited player. They call him Flows. He goes away. And now the jeweler, the only one still remaining, looks down at a pair of 4s.
He's got the 2 4s. He's got opponent well covered here, Vince. Could he put a lot of pressure on this guy with the 2 4s? Will he try to? I don't think it's going to work. Because his opponent's got a hand that you're never laying down.
No, you're not. But he doesn't know that.
No, he can just make a standard raise with any 2 cards on the button, but happens to have a premium hand here. See what Moon's going to do. He's going to go all in, and a snap call by Boddicker with the ace-king of clubs. So it's 2 4s versus the ace-king. Boddicker's tournament life on the line.
Yes, it is. Moon Kim, the jeweler, trying to make it curtains for Andrew Boddicker.
Well, to win tournaments, you got to win races. This hand right here could well determine our champion tonight.
Here we go with the flop.
Everybody on their feet.
Oh, an ace like that.
An ace right on the flop.
Wow.
It's ace-5 deuce. Moon has flopped a straight draw. A 3 would give him a straight. He needs a 3 or a 4 to take the lead.
But Boddicker with aces there. Actually, if he wins this and doubles up, he'll become our new chip leader. Here we go with the turn.
It's a 3. Unbelievable. Moon Kim has made a 5-high straight. Boddicker can only catch a 4 and split the pot. He cannot win the pot. A brutal bad beat right there for Andrew Boddicker. He is stunned, Vince. Cannot believe it.
Oh, boy. Unreal.
Everybody on their feet. Most rooting for the local guy. It's an 8. Well, there you go. The 24-year-old poker pro out of Vernon, Connecticut. Tough luck on the turn there as they get outdrawn to lose that pot and be eliminated tonight in 5th place.
Man, shocking turnaround. He'll take home $192,000, but he is out. We're down to 4 players, and right now, Andrew over to talk to Matt Savage.
Andrew, $192,000 tonight. Not what you wanted. Give us your thoughts.
Started off the final table pretty card dead. Bled down a little ways, but caught some cards and got back up. Thought I had a good chance, and definitely did if I won that pot, but lost the coin flip, and that's what happens sometimes.
Well, this is your first final table on the World Poker Tour. I'm sure we're going to see you back for more. Great player. Andrew Boddicker, back to you, Marinella.
Thank you, Matt. Andrew Boddicker made a good push with ace-king, but unfortunately lost the flip and is out in 5th place. WPT's coverage of the final table here in San Jose continues with 4 players right after this.
I'm Ivy, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to Season 10 of the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Although he did not cash, Will the Thrill Fiala survived another week atop the WPT Player of the Year standings. Be sure to check back with us each week as the upcoming Florida events are sure to reshuffle the leaderboard. In the meantime, let's get back to the game with Mike and Vince.
Well, there you see the leaderboard. Moon Kim well out in front with 5.2 million, twice as many as the guy in 2nd place, Eric Cajolet. It's come down to 2 amateurs and 2 pros here. The 2 amateurs, local players that play here at the Bay 101 all the time. Can they get by the pros? We'll see.
To the felt we go. Yabata Beeb, the real estate guy. He is a local. He's got Jack 10. He's played pretty solid this evening so far. And he's going to raise with his hand, makes it 150 to go. Right behind him, Cajolet from Montreal with a pair of 4s.
Well, we saw the 2 4s work out well just a moment ago for Moon Kim. That's how he's got all those chips. Let's see how Eric's going to play his 2 4s. You know, just going to call, wants to see a flop. Don't blame him for that.
Now Joe Sirach. He looks at an ace of clubs and a 3 of clubs. This could be an opportunity for squeeze, but no, elects to fold.
Yeah, ace in the baby card is not the kind of hand you want to come into a pot with against a razor and a caller. Sirach goes out. Moon Kim squeezing out the jack-8 of spade. His chip count. I see a flop with this hand. But he opts to fold. Just very content to sit on his chip lead. Doesn't want to get involved right now. Hopes these two guys clash in a big pot. Flop ace-king-8. No help to either player.
No, it is not. But a nice quick bet by Habib, 200,000. And Cajolet, who we've seen before on the World Poker Tour at the final table, mucks his hand.
So a nice continuation bet there by the amateur. Yes, I got to tell you, the two amateurs hold their own very well here at this final table against these pros.
David Duck Sands' second place finish at the LAPC puts him way on top of the ones to watch leaderboard.
This week on our Ones to Watch segment, we followed a player who never holds back, Dan O'Brien, who gives his thoughts on who should or shouldn't be a bounty.
I love the grind, the sick degenerate.
I made it to the final table.
I'm a ones to watch, so that should be interesting.
No. I think this year is my year.
I'll win one eventually.
Ones to watch. Day 1, San Jose World Poker Tour, Shooting Stars.
I'm late as always.
This is where all the stars are. I'm just starstruck.
This is such a fun event. There's bounties, but I'm a bounty.
Yeah, it's nonsense. I'm not a bounty. Actually, that's not true. I don't deserve it. Actually, you know what? There are a few people that I deserve to be a bounty over. Men win. Who cares about men win anymore? Are we serious? Like, people still think this guy's any good? He's not. He's terrible.
I'll play that.
Who else is there?
I'd like to bust Todd Brunson, frankly.
Todd Brunson's our shooting star. For the first entire level, he just ordered food. The entertainment value out of my shooting star is just not there.
I don't think they should put the winner from last year as a bounty. Again, nothing against Alan Sternberg personally. Who really cares? No one's happy that you won. And McLean the year before that, I came in third that year.
Dan O'Brien is sick right now.
And McLean won and he's a bounty the next year? I don't want him to be a bounty. I don't care about that. I wish I won.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've always wanted to bust Bill Hellmuth, and this would be the best tournament to do it.
Too late, he's gone.
Yeah.
All good ones.
Kathy Liebert was the bubble girl and a bounty, but I love Kathy, so she deserves it.
I wouldn't want the burden of being a shooting star because $5,000 is a lot of money.
There's really no one else that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm prepared to just openly talk about.
Let me say this, Chino. I'm calling this because you have a 5K bounty and because you're not that good.
Don't blame the guy.
So maybe I'll just put in a call next year and say, hey, what do I have to do?
Do you know how many people call me every year wanting to be a shooting star?
I gotta at least flip Savage a 20. Maybe even give him a pat on the ass.
If Doyle was your daddy, Dan, you'd be a shooting star too.
Next year, for sure. Everyone's gonna think, you know what, that Dan O'Brien, he's a bounty and he deserves it.
My chance with my hand, 0%.
Mike, there's more bitterness out there than the coffee at 7-Eleven, it seems.
Well, I know everybody wants to be a bounty. I know all the young players think they play better than the old players. But to say the defending champion shouldn't be a bounty, right there, he loses his credibility.
All right, four-handed poker continues. A quick fold by Habib, the real estate guy. And now the Canadian, Eric Cajolet now. Came in as a chip leader. This time he has king-9, and he's going to raise.
Yeah, he started out very aggressive at this final table. Then he sort of changed gears, went back into neutral. Now he's stepping it up again.
Sirach out, and now the jewelers. Moon Kim. He's in the big blind, and he looks down to a 6-handed poker continues. A quick and a 4 by Habib, the real estate guy. And now the Canadian, Eric Cajolet now. He's the chip leader. Speculates king-9, and he's going to raise.
He started out very aggressive at this final table. Then he sort of changed gears, went back into neutral. Now he's stepping it up.
Go with the flop. Out,
now flop 10-7-5, all diamonds.
Kim.
Moon Kim has a flush draw and an open-end straight draw, but his flush draw is no good.
And a 4.
Eric Cajolet has the king diamonds, and he's going to make a continuation bet with that flush draw.
Eric Cajolet now, the chip leader. Speculates king-9, and he's going to right now.
Started out very Canadian final table, then he sort of makes the gear, back and gets the dream card. Now he's stepping up with the flop. Now flop 10-7-5, all diamonds. He is
Moon
now
Kim
out,
from
has
the
a
big
flush
blind.
draw and an open-end straight draw, but his flush draw is no good.
And a fold.
Eric Cashway.
What do you think of him right now? He is betting
With that
$150,000.
flush draw.
Eric Cashway now, the chip leader, speculates king nine, anything right now.
The Canadians call. Dream card. Now he's stepping to go with the flush. Didn't help him as the three of hearts comes on the river. And now let's see what the Moon Man is going to do. He wants to figure out how much he can bet where this guy will pay him off.
How much you got there? 1.9.
Now we know Cajolet doesn't have really anything. Did not hit. But Moon doesn't know that.
Cajolet had an open-end straight draw and a flush draw. Had a big drawing hand on the turn, but fanned on the river.
1 million.
Oh boy.
Well, he's going to bet $1 million here.
Overbets the hand anyhow.
Well, the pot's only got 800,000 in it, but the Moon, not sure if he'd have bet any amount that Cajolet could have played the pot, but still, Moon Man catching some cards there, makes a straight on the turn. And Vince, I'll tell you, I don't care if you're an amateur or a pro. If you're playing good and catching good, you're going to be tough to beat. And that's the category the Moon Man's in right now.
Yeah, the Moon extends his chip lead to the delight of his posse here, sitting on the rails. Back to the next hand, Joe Sirach, the 24-year-old. They call him Flows because he just flows through life, I guess.
Well, I think they should call him Lakes instead of Flows because he's so calm all the time.
He is calm.
In the meantime, he's got just the hand he's looking for right here. He's on the short stack at this table. He's picked up a premium hand. All he's thinking about is, does he raise a little or does he raise a lot? He chooses the little variety. 120,000, the minimum raise.
Into Moon Kim, who looks down at an awful hand. He mucks that. Bada beeb. Bada bing, bada boom. The real estate guy out.
Around to the pro from Montreal, Eric Cajolet looks down at ace deuce of spade.
By the way, he's a former bartender, Mike. And he looks like a former bartender, doesn't he?
Yeah, looks like Dana White of the UFC to me.
But, oh, wow. He is going all in, and a quick call by Joe Sirach.
Well, perhaps the Montreal man overplayed the ace-deuce. We shall see, but a great opportunity for Joe Sirach to double up here. No doubt about it.
Yes, Flo's in a great position right now.
He'll get to move into third chip position if he wins this pot, and Cajolet will drop to fourth if he loses it.
Joe Sirach, can he flow through this hand? He hasn't made many mistakes tonight. And Cajolet, who started out as our chip leader, now way behind in this hand. Here we go with the first three cards.
Now flop comes 9, 6, 3, all clubs. So Flo's is going to like that because he's got the ace of clubs. As you can see, he is all smiles right now. He knows his opponent is going to have to catch an offsuit deuce, meaning a deuce that's not the deuce of clubs, to win this pot.
Look at this. Flo's looks very cocky. He is prancing around. Cajolet looks absolutely disgusted as we go to the turn.
Now, 9 of spade comes off. Now, this is a good card for Cajolet because he can split the pot now if a 6 or a 3 comes off.
Presto changeo there, Flo's.
So Flo's can only lose the pot if a deuce comes up that's not the deuce of clubs. He'll split the pot if it's a 6 or a 3.
All right, last card coming up. Big chance for Flo's. Will his hand hold up?
Yep, the king of diamonds comes on the river, and more chips flow over to Flo's side.
Yes, sirree. Joe Sirach, poker pro out of the U.S., 24 years old, doing quite well right there.
Well, Vince, you got to admire the way the skateboarder is played here. He sort of just leaned and weaved and bobbed around his way this final table, but he's still on the board. He's doubled up. We've still got 4 players left, 2 amateurs, 2 pros, fighting it out for the nearly $1 million first place prize.
It's exciting, Mike. What player we are seeing tonight? We're seeing a
As always, our Poker Hall of Famer Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Now, guys, this event started with a twist, as for the first time in 9 seasons, no big-name bounty made the final table. But that hasn't really affected the quality of play, has it?
Well, you're right about that, Marinella. No shooting star made this final table, but it's been a very good final table. We've seen about everything. Some good poker, a little bad poker, some big bluffs, some suckouts. But what's amazed me the most is we came to this final table with 4 pros and 2 amateurs. We're now down to 2 pros and 2 amateurs, but the 2 amateurs are our chip leaders.
That is so true. And look at the table. The 2 guys in red are stealing the show. And there are 2 local players that play in this very casino.
Next. So while we can go backwards in time and say it was probably here around 7,000 years ago, we're not sure if it's been on this orbit for many more passes prior to that, or if it had been dramatically changed for some reason because of the outgassing of the gas and the dust.
Wow, and what is the average temperature of a comet? Asked Gina from YouTube.
So comets are pretty cold compared to what we have here on Earth, but they're relatively warm compared to the background of space. So let's see, for an exact number, I'm going to have to pass it over to Joe. I'm not great at doing these calculations on my head, which is why I had that envelope where he did the other calculation.
So for these kind of objects, the temperature of the object is really just a function of how far it is from the sun. That's where it's getting its heat
No help
from.
to either player.
And so because this comet is passing about the same distance from the sun as the Earth is, just in a very different spot, it's going to have about the same temperature. So if you were standing on the surface, it's probably close to room temperature. But as Emily mentioned, as it goes further out, it's going to cool off.
He's going to check raise here.
And so it's going to get down to liquid nitrogen temperatures and liquid helium temperatures before it goes out into its cold storage, which is only a few degrees Kelvin above absolute zero.
Habib made the continuation.
And you said that they can change trajectory, but when comets lose mass due their orbit
he is 4-betting this hand. He is raising him back. A stunning move by an amateur player, let me tell you.
Yes, absolutely. The orbit can change. It depends on where the thruster is coming out from. Comets, we thought of them originally as snowballs that were just losing mass everywhere, but from the Rosetta mission to...
Pro, I've got some game here.
That's how we do it.
That was some game there, Vince. You just don't expect that kind of play from an amateur.
Orbit around the sun.
The 4-bet
it all
with no
depends
hand
on
and
where
no
that
draw.
jet is and where it is when it fires